Hi, my name is Talha, and in this video I'll do a quick recap of the topics that I have covered in PowerPoint. I'll not be going in detail in all of the topics, right? But whatever 3-4 sessions we have had for PowerPoint, I will tell you what we have exactly covered, how you can go and relearn those topics, how you can use our online courses to supplement that learning along with our YouTube videos. So let's get started. So in the file that has been shared with all of you, the link, there is a folder for PowerPoint, and in that you have the all topics PowerPoint available with you, which is a comprehensive guide, 110 plus slides on everything that you need to know in PowerPoint. And along with that, if we have the practice files, right? So I'll not take you through the practice files for now because obviously they're blank, right? So I'll take you through the content here. So we started with general tips, understanding what options are available in PowerPoint, how you can insert blank slides, how you can duplicate slides, how you can hide the navigation view, which is a thumbnail view, to get a larger area to work with. The same shortcuts that work in Excel, which is Control Shift F1 and Control F1, they work in PowerPoint as well, right? Then we looked at the slide sorter view, which allows you to see all your slides together, right? Which gives you a good understanding of the flow of the presentation, which is not done or not visible using the thumbnail view on the left, which is this one, right? Then we looked at how to add sections. The idea for sections is that you can, before I create my presentation, generally what I do is I create the sections. So introduction, conclusion, charts, graphs, whatever sections I want to add, I create those sections, and in those sections I'll create blank slides as placeholder so that I know how much content I have to create in each of the sections, which mentally prepares me for creating the PowerPoint. Adding sections also allows you to present well and allows the other person who's viewing to only look at the relevant sections that they want to look at. So we practice this as well. Then how to move between objects. Remember, in PowerPoint, when it is a circle, it has a larger area surrounding it, like this, a rectangle or a square, and you have to click on this area to move the circle, right? Clicking inside will not work. Then we looked at Slide Master. Slide Master allows you to add some content such as your logo, your branding, the something sometimes you want to write only for internal purpose, those kind of text that you want to appear on all the slides. So you will not manually go and add them on all the slides. You can add them in the Slide Master by going to View, Slide Master, scrolling to the very first slide. Remember, you have to do it on the very first slide, not on any other slide. Add your changes and then close Master View. Then we looked at how we can use grid lines and guides to align objects. We did examples around this as well in the PowerPoint, wherein we aligned images, objects on the slide. Then how you can add notes in your file, how you can create hyperlinks, how you can insert name, slide number, date in PowerPoint, right? Then we looked at how to work with shapes in PowerPoint, how to move shapes around freely, right? Then let me turn on the laser pointer. How to move shapes around freely, how to duplicate shapes, how to create multiple copies of the shapes by using Control Shift shortcuts, Control Y, right? And what we had essentially created was, let me show you during the class. Let me open the practice file and I'll go to shapes. So we had recreated this in the class, right? So we had recreated this exact example wherein using Control Shift I create a copy, I press Control Y to duplicate, I select everything again, I press Control Shift, drag down using my mouse and press Control Y again to create another copy, right? This is what we had done in class. Then we had worked on coloring using eyedropper and all these cases. Then we also looked at how to group objects, how to align objects. We had recreated this as well in class, right? How to reduce spacing between objects, how to use the eyedropper feature, how you can copy colors from different websites like brand colors and all, which again the links to all those websites are also given here, right? The link to all those websites are also given here in the PowerPoint itself, right? Then we created something like this as well in PowerPoint, how to connect shapes, how to add a pattern, right? How to add transparency to your objects, and finally then we covered layering of objects. Then we went on to cover, let me tell you which topic we covered next, process charts, which are smart arts that you can create in PowerPoint. So whenever you have simple text like this, you can always enhance the text by converting into a smart art. So simple right click and choose the shape that you want, choose the option or command that you want. Doing that allows you to create a custom shape like this, in which you get a bunch of options for your reference. Just to quickly show you, if I go to convert to smart art, this one is the text. I simply click anywhere inside, I right click, I go to convert to smart art, choose the style that I want. At the top now I will have smart art design available for me, in which I can change the colors in one single click. If I press shift and reduce the size from the corner, if I press shift and reduce the size from the corner, the text also adjusts automatically. If I press shift and increase the size, the text also expands. If I want to add more points, I can click on this arrow here. If I want to add a sub point, I can add a sub point. Sub point, right? If I want to move points around in this, I don't have to do it manually. I can press shift alt, click anywhere inside the point, press shift alt and down arrow key to move the point down, up arrow key to move the point up, right? Fairly straightforward, nothing very complex, but we explored different examples. We saw how we can recreate something that we see online from a McKinsey or an Accenture report directly in PowerPoint, right? This is what we had done next, and so far I think we've done this much itself. We've spent a lot of time on the basics, right? Now in the upcoming sessions, what we're going to cover, I'll just tell you. So we're going to cover animations and transitions in PowerPoint. We've also, one topic that we've covered is working with text. I missed that, let me just tell you. So in working with text, if you look at the slide, a lot of times there's a lot of content that you want to put on the slides, which is absolutely okay. But how do you ensure that the slide does not look text heavy? Like in this case, there's a lot of text, but it has been broken down into two separate columns. So we saw how we can do that in Excel, right? By breaking our text into, in PowerPoint, by breaking our text into two separate columns. So if you come for the next sessions, right? In all the previous sessions, we've looked at slides from Accenture, McKinsey, BCG, Bain, and try to recreate those, because that is the best way of learning and enhancing our skills. That is the best way of learning and enhancing our skills and practicing and polishing our skills in PowerPoint. It helps us work faster as well and gives us an understanding for how to choose the right colors, how to choose the right design, and you just have to pick up the best and try to recreate it. And that is what I'll be taking you through in the upcoming sessions for PowerPoint as well. So far we've only covered this much in PowerPoint, right? If you come for the next session, hope to see you in the next one. We will be covering a bunch of these examples, how you can enhance your slides, how you can create custom title slides with images and videos and all these cases, right? We'll be covering those as well, right? So hope to see you in the next session. And on the online courses bit, there are 3 courses available, right? You can do any one of these. This one specifically is for consulting, around consulting slides, how to create presentations like consulting, right? Then the next one is essentials, which is shortcuts, tips and tricks around PowerPoint, how to create, how to group, layers, transparency, whatever I've covered for you, right? You can look at these as well. And in the next one, you have, again, using colors, working with images. You can do any one of these. So you can do the first one or the second one, or first one or the third one. These 2 courses will give you a good understanding of what is going to come in the next sessions and what I've already covered as well. Alternatively, or if you just go to our YouTube channel, if you just search for Create Consulting Charts, Havish Madhupati, right? On our YouTube channel, the playlist is available. There are 30 videos on how to recreate consulting style slides. There are 30 videos on how to recreate consulting style slides, right? These are more around charts, so if you don't watch them, that is also okay, because charts I will cover separately in Excel and in PowerPoint, right? Of how to create charts, how to customize charts in PowerPoint. We'll be covering that separately as well. But if you're more interested and you want to have a look before the session, you can absolutely go here and have a look, right? Thank you and hope to see you in the next session.